Welcome back to Ravens Today. Please make sure to subscribe and like the video. Let's dive into a little bit more about the schedule and any latest updates with the Ravens. Okay, so first up, just found out that the Ravens are probably not going to have any jet lag for this schedule. Probably, if absolutely not. Most of their games they have to travel to are going to be on the East Coast. So they're just going to go up and down pretty much. And any teams that are farther than, Ohio, because, you have the Browns, the Bengals over in Ohio, so you have to go a little bit farther, are coming to M&T Bank. It's pretty awesome to be like, jet lag does affect players and their performances, Ravens only get to travel 10,647 miles, which is pretty good. They again, like I said in the last video, they don't have any international games and they don't have Christmas Day game away too. This is great. Like they get to take a break. They don't have to worry about quick turnaround as much. They don't have to worry about any delayed flights or anyone not getting any sleep on a flight or anything like that. While they do probably still have to fly two places, but they don't have to, go all the way to the West Coast and back. They get the luxury of being able to be at home and play at home for any of those teams that they would usually fly to. Say you would think that when we had LA for last season, we didn't have to worry about that at all now, and just be able to like I said earlier, anyone that's past Ohio gets to come to the Ravens. It's awesome, and it's a great breather for the players to be able to not have to travel as much, and it's an advantage for the Ravens. Moving on, the odds makers have the Ravens winning how many games? Well, they only have us losing 2 games. Bills and the Chiefs. What else is new? Every other game is a win. We will go, 15-2. No. I don't like this. Obviously, like I said earlier, I think that we will lose to the Chiefs because not because we aren't the better team. It's because outside forces, people know what I'm talking about, are going to be a factor here, and we will end up losing that game. Well, I don't have to go into it. It's just too long. It's too long and too obvious to know, and we will lose that. But we will not. But we'll lose to the Bills. So it's a get back game. Let's go. I think that the odds makers have it right, except for that one. Ravens do have the possibility of going, that far and having the best record in franchise history, but do I see it happening? I don't know. The Ravens always end up losing to a team that they should usually beat. It could be against the Jets, it could be against the Patriots, it could be against someone where they just beat themselves pretty much, and they have to play harder and not smarter. But I guess we'll find out. I agree with this, except for that Bills game. I think the Ravens will take that Week 1 game and come out of the gates a lot hotter than they were in that divisional playoff round loss. Also, moving on, Ravens managed to outsmart the NFL. They apparently cheated the International Pathway Program, which allows international players from overseas or from Canada, Mexico, South America, any of those any players with that nationality to be able to compete in the NFL. Ravens, I don't think they cheated the system, but they listened to the rules. It's like it's in the rule book and we followed it. We followed it to the T. No problem here. It's that type of thing. So the only qualifications to be able to be in the International Pathway Program are you have to have U.S. citizenship and proof of residency outside of the U.S. I would say proof of residency outside of the U.S. and the third one, I'll throw that in there. And they have to have a maximum of 2 years U.S. high school experience. Only Three rules. Ravens have followed them, and they have had international players on their team in the past. Perfect example: David Ajabo. He's not U.S. born. Um, Kyron Rucker, also Kyman Rucker is now an international player, and he was drafted by the Ravens this season, and Ravens followed it to a T. We could find some like diamonds in the rough with international players. Well, let's start looking abroad, looking at players that have the capability of being great, and maybe Rutgers one of them. Ajabo, like I said previously, got demoted to the practice squad. It looks like his time as a Raven is coming to an end. It's unfortunate, but we move on. Rucker could be that opportunity that the Ravens have been looking for from an international player, and be able to shine, represent his country, represent the team as an international player. I think that we have to wait and see for that, but I'm hoping for the best for him. Also, one last thing here. I'm going to go into how Derrick Henry reacted to his new deal. He was very excited. He, praised the Lord for this deal happening. 31 years old, and with the deal that he got, well deserved. It's putting the eggs in the basket a little bit here, but with the output that he had last season, I think Derrick Henry could do it again and possibly even better, especially with the new offensive lineman that we picked up in this draft. I think that Derrick Henry's output will be better this turn, better than last season's. He also mentioned that he wanted to hold the Lombardi Trophy by the end of this contract. I think that also may have hinted that he's done after this contract is finished. But who knows? He hasn't. That's just a tease, pretty much. And it doesn't mean it. It's like that's in the future. But he wants to host the Lombardi with Lamar as a Raven. It has to be manifested now. I want to see it happen. It needs to happen, especially if this tease is true. Then we want to see Derrick Henry hold the Lombardi Trophy before he goes off into the sunset. It has to happen. It's God willing. Will it happen? I guess we have to see. But it's God willing. I think that it'll happen. He will host a Lombardi Trophy before his time in the NFL is over and his time as a Raven is over. But glad that he's happy with the deal, and glad that he still remains a Raven for the next 2 years. Thank you for tuning into Ravens today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'll keep you all updated with any and all things Ravens. Have a good one, everyone.